How do you even get the idea that this is something you wanted to do?
Dropshipping.
Yeah.
So in 2017, I had no money. I was this business kid, like I told you, in high school. But by the end of high school,
The business kid with no money.
with no money. All my friends that used to work at McDonald's had more money than me. So I had to go to college. My mom supported me all the way, but she was like, listen, you can't just live here after graduating high school with no money. You have to go out and do something. So all my friends around me were going to college. I felt that pressure, and I ended up going to the only college that accepted me. It was like a local school close by. That first year of school, honestly, it was not the best period of my life. I really wanted to just get back into the roots of building a business, but I was so focused on class that I couldn't. So I made a promise to myself, and I said, once this year of school is over, I'm going to use this summer break to build the business that allows me to drop out. And people always ask me, they're like, what were you studying when you were in college? I was like, I was studying how to drop out. So once I got in my first summer, I just spent every single day, I would stay up as late as possible and just worked on building this business. I saw people on YouTube that were doing it, and I felt like if these guys could do it, there's no way that I can't figure this out too. I already knew a little bit about editing videos. I knew a little bit about making websites. I just had to find a product. So that's when I got down that process of learning Facebook ads and starting to test a couple of different products. And by the end of that first 3 months, I had found my first profitable product, and I was making enough money at that point to say, okay, I'm not going to keep doing school.
Was that first product the sleep thing, or was it something else?
No. So see, when I first started back in 2017, I was selling everything and anything. So I didn't really understand the game like I understood it now. So any product that I could find that was making money, I would sell it. Like I sold some musical instrument, like this ocarina thing from Legend of Zelda. I sold bracelets. I sold a knife sharpener. I sold like sandblasting tools. I sold lunch boxes. Any product, this is what I said, any product that I saw going viral on the internet, I would just try it out in my store. And the mistake that I made back then was I would launch these products, they would make some money, and then they would die off just a couple months later. And that's inevitably what happened. Even though I had made over $1 million in sales from this business, it wasn't sustainable. It didn't last for the long term. And going into 2018, like I had stacked up a little bit of money, but the business was sort of on like a downward trajectory.
This is just because the popularity of the products just fluctuate. Like all of a sudden, they're just not.
No, it's just because I never doubled down on any of these products, right? I kept them on what's called a general store. So a general store is where you basically have all different types of products. Think of like a Walmart, right? And when I had a product that was working, instead of turning around and building a brand out of it, I just kept it on that store. You know what I'm saying?
So you could have made a completely separate website selling that product and then maybe other products relating to that product.
Exactly. And that's what I did with the sleep band. And that's what allowed me to make a couple $1 million in sales. That was the big shift that I had. So I made a little bit of money from that first store, but I lost it all. And then I used...
How'd you lose it? Just the overheads?
Yeah, so that's a story in and of itself. So in 2018, I left my hometown. I had stacked up a little bit of money, and I always wanted to move to LA. So I moved to Los Angeles in 2018, and I just started kind of neglecting the things that got me there. I started spending more. I stopped working on the dropshipping store as much. I doubled down on YouTube and kind of like the whole coaching course business, and I just started living that LA life. And, 2 years later, it sort of caught up to me, and I ran out of all the money that I had in my savings, and my e-commerce store was completely down bad. There was no more store at all.